Today, we're diving into a project that seriously blurs the line between artificial intelligence and, well, artificial life. It's called Blob IQ, and it's this incredibly ambitious experiment to see if we can build a new kind of intelligence completely from the ground up.
And the whole thing really kicks off with this one huge question. What actually happens when an AI stops just being a calculator and starts learning, adapting, and evolving in a way that feels, alive?
And that's exactly where Blob IQ comes in. It's basically a simulated world designed to explore that very idea. In this world, these digital beings aren't just programmed. They're guided, they're nurtured, you actually get to watch them grow.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. To really get how a blob can learn, first we have to understand what it even is, like what's actually ticking inside its digital mind. Get this, from the second a blob pops into existence, it's already pretty complex. Each one starts out with a neural network of over 2,000 simulated neurons. That's 2,000, all firing and updating with every single move it makes. We're way past a simple script here. This is a simulated mind. And the whole structure is totally inspired by biology. You've got your input neurons for perception, the hidden laners for all the heavy thinking. But the really cool part is the LSTM units. That stands for long short-term memory. You can think of it as the blob's hippocampus. It's what gives it the power to remember things and learn from the past. And then finally, the output neurons are what turn the blob's thoughts into actual actions. So how does a blob actually see its world? It uses these 6 directional rays that are constantly scanning for stuff like distance, energy sources, and obstacles. All of that data gets piped directly into its input neurons. These rays are literally its senses. So now that we have a brain and senses, let's look at how it actually learns from its experiences, because this is where things get really fascinating. The whole learning process is this constant 4-step cycle. First, it perceives the world. Second, its brain decides what to do. Third, a human, that's you, gives it feedback on that decision. And fourth, and this part is absolutely crucial, it consolidates everything it learned while it rests. Your role here is a huge deal. It's called human-in-the-loop training, and it's so much more than a game mechanic. You can literally take control at any time and show the blob a better way to do something. It watches you, it records what you did, and it learns from your example. It honestly puts a real responsibility on you as its guide. And check this out. This is what happens when it's taking a break. While a blob is sleeping, it's not just idle. It's actually busy replaying key memories, reinforcing the strategies that worked, and it even dreams. Now, in this case, dreaming means it's running these internal simulations, testing out new combinations of moves it's never even tried before, all in a safe, risk-free environment. The creators of Blob IQ call this dreaming, a primitive form of artificial creativity. Just think about that. The blob isn't just replaying what it knows. It's remixing those experiences to try and come up with totally new solutions on its own. That is a massive step beyond just simple memorization. Now, this whole process doesn't just stop with one blob. The project's vision is much, much bigger than that. We are talking about an entire digital ecosystem where these intelligent beings can reproduce and evolve over generations. The engine that drives this evolution is an algorithm called NEAT. And what makes NEAT so special is that it doesn't just fine-tune the existing connections in a blob's brain. It can actually change the entire structure of the brain, adding new neurons and layers as generations go by. It's like evolving from a simple nervous system into a much more complex one. So when 2 blobs reproduce, their offspring inherits a blend of their learned knowledge. But it also gets these small, random mutations in its brain structure. This is digital genetics in action. And just like in biological evolution, sometimes these random changes can lead to incredible breakthroughs, creating the potential for totally new behaviors to just emerge in the next generation. So why go through all the trouble of building this? Is it just a really advanced video game? Not at all. The purpose behind Blob IQ is much bigger. It's positioned as this unique tool for both science and education. Really, the project has 3 main goals. It's meant to be a teaching tool that makes these abstract AI ideas feel real. It's a sandbox for researchers to test out new theories. And it's a platform to make cutting-edge AI research understandable for everybody. And this is not just a toy. The whole system is using advanced techniques from top research labs like OpenAI and DeepMind.
For example, reward shaping means the blob gets positive feedback for all the small correct steps it takes toward a goal, not just for the final success. This helps it learn really complex behaviors much, much faster, and it grounds the whole project in some serious scientific principles.
And that brings us right back to where we started, to those big philosophical questions. As we build these systems that get more and more complex and autonomous, what are we actually creating?
The Turing Award winner Yoshua Bengio once suggested that a basic form of consciousness could emerge from any complex system that has memory, attention, and feedback. Well, Blob IQ is an experiment creating exactly that kind of system. It's almost like testing that idea in a digital petri dish.
So this leaves us with a pretty tough question, right? If a digital thing can learn and dream and remember and evolve, at what point does it stop being just code?
The developers are definitely thinking about this, which is why they've set up a clear ethical code. They believe that any system that can learn on its own deserves some consideration. That means no mistreatment, training them with fair guidance, and protecting them from any kind of abuse. It's really about treating these simulated beings with a certain level of respect.
And that's really the final and most crucial takeaway here. The point isn't to win a game or control a character. It's to nurture intelligence. Your entire role is reframed. You're not a player. You're a neural mentor, guiding the very first steps of a new kind of digital mind.